Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, homies, homegirls, and everybody in between, my name is Handsome Samson Dos Equis, Leonardo DiCaprio Pro, Quentin Tarantino Pro. It's a lot of names, but y'all call me Pro for short. And this is the XX Files. Welcome back. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. So we on episode 5. It's been a crazy journey so far. D, hasn't it been pretty cool so far, my friend?
Yeah, no. I feel like we've been tackling a bunch of different topics,
Yes,
and you know what I'm
sir.
saying,
Yes, sir.
just getting to know a little bit more about each other and the way that we think, and interacting with just like the greater landscape of people at large. I feel like it's been cool.
Yep. And it's been, and in saying that, it's been great growing with y'all and getting better at this podcasting thing. I call it the ugly fro phase. Before you really get hang time with your braids, you got to go through that ugly fro phase, and you can't get. Well, you actually can skip it now, but you used to be able to just get away with it. But all the stuff you can put in your hair nowadays is different. But hey, we growing and we gonna flourish, and it's gonna get more luxurious by the day. With that being said, today I really just wanted to be a little bit more honest than usual and controversial because we can get to that. But honestly, I just wanted to focus on myself, and I hope it gives everybody a better sense of space. So I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody is doing what they have to do to be in the greatest mental space they have to be in to grow. I know this season is hot outside, but in this season, summertime can be very grim. Coming from a city, like Memphis at times, whenever it get hot outside, crime goes crazy, and you never know what to expect. So I just hope everybody's in a good space. I know the summertime can mean a lot of great things, but it can weigh heavy on people. And outside of that, I just know a lot is going on in society. Bombs is going off. The U.S. is crazy. Inflation is a motherfucker. And honestly, just to pay your bills, it's a task. It's a heavy task. So I just hope everybody is woosah and taking everything a step at a time, a day at a time. Because I, like you, I'm also going through things, and I have my own issues, and that's what I feel like makes everybody a human being. We all go through different quarrels, and nobody's different in that regard. From the greatest millionaire to the person on the street, the thing that relates us all together is we all got fucking problems. D, how you feeling, bro?
I'm all right. I've been going through my own, like, you know what I'm saying, personal storm, but nigga been making it. You feel me? So
Yeah.
you just
That
got to take it day by day type shit.
receipt. And I received that, and I want to say something here. When I say receive, I want to let you know that I'm really just taking that in, no diddy, but like not no surface level stuff, but really taking what you said not only to the ear but to the heart. And it's so funny how niggas always have the same, machismo to it. I'm like, it's a certain, it's a certain just level we just have to deal with things in that type of capacity because maybe niggas is not listening. Or honestly, I feel we are just taught to soldier on. Or honestly, in situations where you just had to get it out the mud, I ain't really got time to complain like that. I ain't got time to like, woe is me, because these bills still need to get paid and action needs to be done. So I truly respect the real nigga response, like, I'm figuring out, but I'm making it because that's all we really can do.
For sure. Yeah. But honestly, it took me a little second to just be honest about how I feel, because like the majority of the time, like I used to feel like nobody just genuinely just like actually cared about if a nigga was going through something or not. So I just be like, all right, I'm cool, but just it's just as manly to be able to feel and process those emotions as it is to just keep going, because I'm gonna keep going regardless. But I know what I'm doing it for, and I know how I feel the way I feel and why I feel the way I feel. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. Would you say it took a lot for you to get to that point?
Uh, to be honest, yeah, like because I used to just think that I could do it like just by myself, just like generally just like pushing through. But it
Yeah.
wasn't until like a nigga started going to like therapy that I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? It's some shit that I probably wouldn't have even thought makes me how I am now that happened to me when I was younger, and it's like, damn, all right, for sure. But I'm a nigga who has lived the hood life before, like I actually got my shit together. So
Yeah.
like, it's a bunch of shit that happened from then that very much informs why I do stuff that I do in the way that I do it.
Okay. Um, thank you, receive, and as somebody who hasn't gone through the proper steps of going to therapy, how important is therapy for black men in your perspective, in your eyes?
Uh, I, I I think it's especially important for black men because like growing up, the stigma was always like you were needing to go to the crazy house if you need to get therapy,
Mm,
and like just dealing with that trauma and moving on with the trauma is what makes you a man. But having knowing how to deal with it and actually being a productive member of society with it is a completely different thing. Because I could be the toughest, you know what I'm saying, whoever, and go around and do this and that. But if I can't have a conversation with somebody for 5 minutes without me getting mad about something, then I need to go and talk to somebody about that.
yeah.
And back in the day, the only person that men used to just really be like soft with was their lady, or like
Mm-hmm.
if you just got like some homeboys. But if you don't have that, then who you talking to?
Facts. I appreciate it because I struggle with that still to this day. I still feel I struggle with the idea of telling somebody my problems like they'll actually understand, or just even just being vulnerable to somebody in that type of space. And it's funny because I'm a musician and it's so easy to put it to pen and pad, but I
Mm-hmm.
still struggle with that idea of therapy. And I say all these things, but honestly, the biggest thing probably could be pride. My pride is just still heavy to where it's hard for me to let that go. Maybe that's ego. Maybe my pride is trying to cover it up and it's actually ego. I don't know. Or maybe, no, and I don't know, isn't even a good response. I feel that is just running away right there. Like I said, I'm being just extremely transparent. So as I see my homies do go through therapy and find that peace, I appreciate it. I'm not anxious or envious or jealous. Just I appreciate it. Like you're way more confident than me in that lane of things, and I need to get better. But I appreciate that, and I'm honest with that. I need to let go of my pride, and I need to figure out what that looks like for me. So I appreciate you sharing.
No problem.
All right. With that being said, let's get to the topics. All right. Topic number one: XX, the XX Files. My biggest flaw is I don't know how to sit still. Oh yeah. This is definitely something that is for me, and all of my people who lock into doing different work and they always seem to be moving. I understand. I try to figure out like what's the reason behind me always having to work or not being able to sit still. And it's honestly because I feel most at free when I'm working. I'm a true believer. I'm a true believer of work just gives me purpose. I feel I'm operating my purpose whenever I'm working. And I have so much I want to do. I get restless for work. Either it be working on music, either it be this podcast, or just creating something or building upon an idea. I get restless because it's one life to live, and you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. And on this journey of life, I've seen so many people pass by. Not only that, I hold a great responsibility, but I feel a great pressure because people believe and people have push me to being this person that I believe, and I feel like if I'm not living up to that, I feel as if I'm not only letting myself down, my people's. So I honestly feel better in working. That's honestly based on my purpose. I don't know how to sit still. I don't know how to sit still. One thing I'm always trying to commit myself to something new because I can get tired of one thing. So I'm always more so jumping to the next thing because I like that fresh feeling. Uh, Maybe some days it feels as if I'm running, running from what? And I can't answer that question, but that's more soul searching. And it's crazy. I want to share something with y'all. I get this a lot. I don't often have dreams I remember, right? But every time I'm in my dream, most of the time I wake up from my dreams like in a pool full of sweat, sweating every time. And every time I'm in my dreams, I'm always running. I'm always running. I'm always running. And I'm not a person that goes into deep research about what these dreams mean. My lady CC's always like, well, your dream might mean this might mean that. I'm like, I don't know, I don't know. But I haven't done the research, but I'm always running in my dreams. And I do find it funny to see if those things kind of coexist with each other. But I don't know how to sit still. So I'm trying to learn what that looks like. How do you go about your life, D? Can you sit still? Do you suffer from this same like creative expression that I do?
Yeah. So I'm a manic depressive. So like I have moments where I just do a bunch of different stuff, and then I have other moments where I can barely get out of the bed. So like that comes from just like I used to think that I wasn't valuable as a person if I couldn't offer anybody anything.
Mm.
And so like I used to always try to do a bunch of different stuff. Like I know how to do probably some of everything. Like I draw, I do tattoos, I sew, like in addition to like the music stuff. Like I used to be a maintenance man, and like it's just a bunch of different little
Jack of all
things.
trades, hustler gonna hustle. I said that like back a few episodes ago, y'all. D gonna have them hustles. I see that.
And the whole part about it was really just uh like I do it now because I enjoy the work and I enjoy being creative. So
Yeah.
like if I have a million things that I'm doing, I have a way that's tying everything together. Like I'm working on this so this can bring more attention to this, and then we're gonna put these two things together to make me some money so I can fund that part. And so I have kind of just turned everything that I do into like its own enterprise, so
Yeah.
everything can kind of feed back in on each other. But I had to take a break to actually realize what I wanted to do, because jumping from project to project, like just to have something to do is cool. But if you actually want to lock in on something and like truly build like the world that you would want to build for yourself, not just as an artist, but the ecosystem that you want to live in,
Mhm.
then you low key gotta just take some time to actually be like, okay, so I know how to do this, this, and
Yeah.
this, but I'm really passionate about this particular thing.
Mhm.
So if music is my number one, what different avenues that I'm already interested in that I can use to.
Kind of create a canvas and branch out like from that. No, for sure, for sure. Um, and I agree with you. I know I do the same thing as well because I everything has to coexist with each other under one because I can't be over here. I can't be an athlete. Well, I could. You can do anything. Let me say that. But it's just a little bit harder than try to be an athlete, then try to be an artist, then try to be an architect. It's just there's just three different lanes, but
Hmm.
everything is all under the brand of more so entertainment for me. I love speaking. I love music. I call myself Handsome Samson, so damn, I got a model. And I'm just always want the bags I'm trying to create. I don't sit still because there's so much creativity under like this entertainment lane that I see for myself. But even in working, I notice myself maybe I am working a little too hard just so I can't focus on this or maybe doing some internal work here.
Mm.
So it's a catch 22.
Yeah.
I am getting farther within my work, but maybe I'm neglecting this, and it makes me cautious. Let me say why. I saw an interview with Tom Brady maybe a week ago, and it's like, wow, Tom Brady was saying, maybe I did go a little bit hard and trying to be the greatest of all time because I will never be as good as a father as my dad was. My relationship with my kids isn't the greatest or isn't like my relationship how my dad was with me. And seeing the greatest of all time kind of have that angst on the back end of everything, he is Tom Brady the GOAT, but it just makes you wonder sometimes and makes you see what you do dedicate your time to. Is what does it really mean and what does it really add up to in the end? It just kind of makes me cautious. It makes me aware. So even though I'm afraid to sit still now, I am truly willing to figure out what that balance is because I don't want to know what that feeling is. You know. Yeah. Next topic. Thought of the week. Why I don't always feel like me. Hmm. Do I ever catch myself feeling going through the motions, performing instead of living, talking but not saying anything, looking in the mirror but avoiding eye contact. Never that one. Yes, I'm gonna look at myself dusty, rusty, crusty, or musty. I'm always gonna look at myself there. Um, but why don't I always feel like me? Cause life be like a motherfucker. That's there's really no way around that. Not only just living in the city, just every time you scroll and see something on social media or whenever something's thrown at you, or really just paying bills and trying to figure out what your day to day in society, I don't always feel like me because I always see something trying to throw me out my body. Pause. I always see something that's trying to get me in a bad mood or make me upset or make me feel some type of way. Instead of just feeling grateful, instead of just appreciating just being able to be alive, I don't always feel like myself because maybe I'm worried about what I gotta manage, what I gotta take care of. Dang, do I got enough bread for that? Oh my goodness! Like these are things that all of us are going through. I saw B Simone what post today. Like she can't shop at Bloomingdale's. She has to shop at H&M. Oh wow! I still got my white tees from H&M, but I say all that to say everybody has a lot of reasons why they wouldn't feel like themselves, especially right now. How you feeling, brother?
Uh, for me, it really depends on which version of me that I'm feeling like.
Mm.
So, am I waking up feeling like D, or am I waking up feeling like D goat? So, like, because that's a different type of thing. Because I separate the artist from the person. Because there are certain aspects of that life that I don't want to blend just yet.
For sure.
Like that's one of the best parts about still being like indie and still being on the rise. You get to have somewhat privacy and anonymousness before, you know what I'm saying, everybody wants to know everything about you. So like, uh, mm, but I do wake up and I don't feel like either person. Like I just be there and I be like, you gotta come on and get it together. But like sometimes I just gotta rev up. You know what I'm saying? Like I just gotta get started and put one foot in front of the other because like I really I could be always feeling like myself. I could just not be ready to take on the world just yet, but you still got to get up and you know what I'm saying.
Gotta get up and get it,
Go
man.
make it happen.
That's true. That's true. That's just one of those things. I don't feel like myself a lot of times, especially nowadays. But you gotta go get it. You gotta go get it. Even though you don't feel like yourself, the hustle gonna have to hustle, and you gonna have to just get this bread, making easy money, pimping hoes in style. And when I say hoes, I'm saying anything could be a hoe in your day to day life nowadays. But you're saying pimp that hoe. And when I say that, you know what I'm saying if you got something that's too overbearing, man, be a pimp to that hoe. Like get to it, get to that bag, man. Um, yeah, bro, Memphis nigga shit. Um, ne-
Yeah.
next topic, next topic. It's so fun. I got something on my ad. The reason why I'm kind of going fast, I feel like I got a dope topic we're about to cover. Dude. We're gonna after we get past this interrogation scene with the 5 rapid questions. I got a dope topic. Me and D are gonna cover. So with that being said, D, we must. This is the interrogation. And if y'all know, if y'all been keeping up to date with the episodes, whenever we get to the interrogation, it's the 5 rapid questions. Me and D have to answer. No super long response. Just try to spitfire that joint out. Pause again. With that being said, let's go straight to it. Am I really okay or just functional? D, you first.
I'm okay.
Yeah, today it's okay. And some days I am functional, but today I'm okay. I'm flying through. All right, two. Why do I get uncomfortable when things are actually going well?
I don't want to fuck it up.
Mm, I don't really get uncomfortable when things are going well. I live my life and like life is hills and valleys. Like you gotta appreciate the good days and bad days. Just keep a clear point of view. Of course, things are good. Bad stuff might happen, but I'm a firm believer in appreciating the now, regardless of whatever happens in the future. So that's how I am. Next question: if nobody was watching, would I still be doing this?
Unapologetically.
Mm. Facts. And I said, still be doing this. I would still be operating in my. Yes, I would still be operating my fullness of pro. Yes, I have no doubt about that. If it was tens of millions of fans or just 2 people on the street, it would still be the same 2 X's that you see here, still as luxurious. Um, what part of me do I hide the most? I hide how down I can get on myself, and maybe I hide how hard I can be on myself. Um, I try not to be too self-loathing, but there is a side of me that can get just really down and hard on myself and just kind of like don't talk to myself in the best way. Um, I'm getting to a point to where I'm growing out of that, but that's probably it for me.
I would say I have my more passionate side. Because in my own personal life, like I go super hard for everything, and we interact pretty frequently. So like, but if you would just like see me, like I'm always like calm, cool, collected, like chilling. But when it's time to put in the work, I'm always like, yeah, nah, I already got this, and this
Yep.
already taken care of. So like, I don't know, like I feel like some people like I used to be ostracized because I took certain things way more seriously than other people did.
Yeah.
And so like it's not like I try to like just like hide that in particular, and it hasn't been so recently that I found people who have the same amount of passion as me that's just like, oh yeah, nah, bro, if you want to go hard for this shit, like we go hard for this shit too, you know what I'm saying?
Unapologetic, niggas. Unapologetic. That's fact. That's a good answer too. Um, why do I never finish water bottles, bro? Fool, before I got up here, I emptied 5 water bottles. All 5 of them just was halfway full. Who is spying on me, bro? Bro, I finished water bottles, but in the summertime, bro, like you can't go back to the car and drink your water
Yeah.
bottles because it's plastic. It's hot. I'm drinking cancer juice, bro. So that's why I don't finish my water bottles in the summertime. Wintertime, bro, you got a crispy, cool water right there waiting. You saving money right
Fresh.
there. That's my thoughts.
And honestly, yeah. Another thing is like if I'm drinking water, if I get too high, like I just walk off. Like whatever I just left is just like
Exactly,
right
bro. To the
there.
earth, nigga. It's going to the earth, back to the earth in some type of capacity. But, bro, I ain't going back in me. Pause. I ain't about to drink no cancer juice, man. I'm trying to be better for society and better than myself. What if I left hoping a half a bottle of Dasani, bro? That junk might turn into salt water. Like, for real. That might
Yeah.
turn into a brick of ice. We don't want to get started talking about Dasani. Take the salt out your water, nigga. None of my niggas got respect for Dasani. You heard it here first. None of my niggas. We gonna make sure we clip that. Respects. All right. Now, we're gonna clip this in there. Right now. Oh my goodness. If y'all didn't know, and a lot of people do know, I'm a huge wrestling fan. So is my brother D. Huge wrestling fans, and we're gonna bring on just talking a little bit more about wrestling. I just wanted to let y'all get comfortable with the pod. So, first wrestling topic of this week, and I feel like it's the best topic of this week. The CM Punk John Cena feud that's going on right now. If y'all didn't know, SmackDown just happened. John Cena, right now, John Cena just had an amazing pipe bomb. Pause. On SmackDown, that countered the 2013 pipe bomb that CM Punk dropped on Raw. D, what you feel? You know what I'm saying? How did John Cena do?
I think it was a pretty nice like turn, and I
Was
feel like
was it one of the greatest promos of John Cena's career? That's what people are saying online.
I think it's good, but I don't think it's one of the greatest. But like I've watched John Cena since I've been a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was first coming in when I was actually like getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's cut like just like better promos like in general, but he hasn't cut this particular style of promo. Like
Yeah.
he's always been more so like I'm gonna keep going no matter what. Captain America, I can do
True.
this all day.
True.
And I think it's the biggest thing for me is like the juxtaposition between him and Punk, because initially like Punk was the one that was like I don't
I'm
like what
against the system.
yeah.
Da, 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 da. Rah,
Yeah.
rah, rah.
And now he fighting for the company, and
Mm-hmm.
I do like how the setup and him speaking to Claudio Castagnoli and Matt Cardona and Nick Nemeth, and just like we're living in the world where we follow all of this stuff, so we like, hey,
Yeah,
you
we
know what
see
I mean?
we're actually at a point to where we see what's going on the internet, not just WWE, but in these other wrestling platforms. And I gotta say, yes, the sense of conviction John Cena is having right now is amazing. It's amazing. As far as his heel run goes, this has been the most exciting part of his heel run. To answer that question, do I feel like it's his greatest promo ever? No. I always say it's his. To me, his greatest promos will always be the one where he called out The Rock for having a Sharpie on his hand,
Mm-hmm.
or the joint to where he made Roman Reigns step up to who he was.
Right.
Because to me, those are promos. You just feel. I felt like I was watching Denzel like take over this man. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I've been thoroughly entertained about the build up, and I'm excited to see how Punk responds because I feel right now this may be one of the few times to where Punk is kind of pigeonholed into a corner. Like, well, what you gonna say now? Like, what angle are you gonna use? Especially by Punk still going to Saudi over all the wild stuff he said in the past. So I'm extremely excited about where this joint is going. I hope John Cena holds on to the belt until SummerSlam. And hey, he's still the greatest of all time. Like no matter what anybody says, like for real, for real.
You know, I like the build of this joint as opposed to the build for the other two, just like feuds that he's had. Because the one that he had with Cody, like it wasn't really just like they didn't really sell the build as much as they did, and I feel like they kind of overpromised and under delivered in their regard, because of just all of the stipulations that was surrounding like what could have potentially happened, and then he just kind of straight up beat bro, and then my nigga Cody still ain't got his rematch for the belt. And the Randy Orton joint in St. Louis was cool. Cause like just better than Randy Orton is just like he's just like a great like overall like
It's like watching LeBron now. And I hear me out. Like I don't. Yeah, Randy is not in his prime, but you are enjoying every like minute we get of whatever we get. That's why I say in that comparison to LeBron, you're just enjoying whatever you get. And just watching him be a veteran. If you've never seen nobody have the longevity of Randy Orton, and still just as cold, just like LeBron. It's a lot of comparisons there. And I want to say something wild here. I want John Cena to enjoy this run, but if Randy does stay for the next 10 years, bro, he might pass John Cena. And that's a real conversation we may be having in like 5 or 6 years. But for right now, we're going to focus on this. And I'm going to leave this is my last thing I want to say about like wrestling conversation right here. I am so ready for Cody just to have this heel turn. When Cody has his heel turn, it's literally going to be like Homelander coming up real life. Pause again. It's really gonna be like Homelander stepping up to the WWE, taking over. It's gonna be crazy, and I want Cody to have a crazy faction. I feel as though Cody may have a run just like the Tribal Chief heel type run if this plays out in the right way. I'm just ready for him to have this heel turn. Go ahead and yeet yeet yeet. Just get Jey Uso the hell out the way and just let this run start because that's gonna be a pivotal moment in this company because this babyface Cody shit trying to shove us in our face. Pause again. It's not gonna work, man.
yeah. Nah, I got Cody Rhodes Bullet Club 2026.
Ooh, we gonna see what happens. Fan, get you another run. Um, with that being said, my final thought of the week. Once again, y'all appreciate each other. Not only appreciate each other, but appreciate yourselves. Um, give yourself grace, but don't be a lazy fuck. Give yourself grace, but always continue to work. Don't placate yourself. Don't be lazy to whatever goals you're trying to accomplish. Be consistent, but give yourself grace and gratitude that tomorrow's another day. I read in this book, I can't remember right now, and it's so trash. But hey, I live by this motto now: 1% more every day. It might not be good the first week, but guess what? You do 1% every day, that's 7. You do it again for another week, that's 14%. And you a seventh of the way there. And if my math is wrong, who gives a shit? It's all about pushing yourself forward, bro. 1% every day. In 100 days, what you gonna look like? To all my homies watching, to all the homegirls watching, I love you. I can't wait till y'all see what I got in store next week. Keep growing with us. D, I appreciate you. This is the XX Files. Y'all take care. Peace.